Alright, so I've been getting messages from people about this organization, a consulting agency called Sweet Baby Inc., which is a very strange name for an organization. And from what I can tell, from what I can gather from my very, very limited research and understanding of this, is they are a consulting agency that helps bring awareness of diversity, inclusiveness, equality stuff to video game developers, essentially looking over what they've made and saying, hey, this, could be more this or that or that or that or that, whatever. And this has become a big deal. There's a lot of controversy. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of people on both sides of the culture war. And I'm sure everybody has some valid points. I'm not going to say, one side's right, one side's wrong. I'm just going to say I don't fucking give a shit. I'm too old for this shit, man. Look, I do care about the culture wars. I do care about how we as people interact with one another. Obviously, in so many of my videos, I talk about, how different systems work, or how different, how language affects us, and we are seeing, of course, this ever moving, ever shifting landscape in terms of what's considered acceptable or unacceptable. We're seeing various forms of censorship or anti-censorship. Maybe people are trying to lash back at what they perceive as things being too overly sanitized, and so then they say horrible things just to make a point, and a lot of it, I say, is a lot of nonsense, because I think that ultimately what it all comes down to is that yes, we need to have freedom. Yes, we have freedom, but we need to make the right choice within that framework of freedom, and be excellent to each other. That is the motto I try to live by as much as I can. I know that's from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which is sort of a stupid movie, but I think it's a really good policy. I'm too old for this shit, though. I don't care about Sweet Baby Inc. They're one of a bunch of different video game consulting agencies. If they're gonna push they're going to push more diversity and inclusion and stuff, and that's perfectly within their right. I don't think that they are probably the cause of everything you hate about video games. I think that there's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of reasons that things have changed and shifted. I think there's going to be a push-pull, right? Tug of war in terms of how, this has been going on for decades. Outside of video games, we've seen it. The 80s were a time when there was a lot of political correctness being sort of pushed in the general, in film and other places. And then the 90s kind of like shook that off, and they're like, no, we're going to do, Then Tarantino was on the scene, and all this new sort of anti-censorship sentiment rose up. And then we've seen the tide turn again with more... with this, what people call now wokeness or whatever. And we're going to see it shift again after that. I think we're already seeing that shift. Do I care about some consulting agency that's trying to make games more diverse and inclusive? Not really. I don't think this is some new GamerGate 2.0, and nor do I hope it is, because GamerGate was a fucking awful time, and I hated that whole period. I know that, I tried to do my best during that time, to try to be a neutral observer and reporter on what was going on and analyze what was going on. But it was just a nasty time where there was a lot of rancor and unpleasantness, and that's not really my jam, to be honest. That's not really what I like. I do enjoy, the occasional discussion when some stupid article over at The Gamer is written and I want to take it down, or not take it down, like censor it, but like take down, like knockout. Anyways, but this whole idea that there's some grand conspiracy or whatever, it sounds exhausting to me. It feels like a distraction from what I want to do, which is I want to play video games. I want to play Dragon's Dogma 2, which is coming out in just a couple weeks. I want to focus on that. I want to watch my TV shows. I want to live, my brain is already way too fucking crazy to go through another 2014. I'm not going to do it. This is all I'm going to, I can't promise, because I change my mind often, because like I said, I'm a little bit crazy, but I don't really want to delve into all of this. For one thing, I think it's going to create a lot of division that I don't think we need. I think we need to have, I think we need to accept that people have different beliefs and different ideas and just sort of, you know, create the things and play the things that we like, that we believe in, and let other people have their different beliefs. And if they don't think we should have our beliefs, then you know, there, but for the grace of God go I, right? Live and let live. I don't know. So I appreciate the whole, you know, I appreciate that people are like, hey, Eric, do you want to comment on this? Like, be a voice of sanity and reason. My voice of sanity and reason is that I'm too old for this shit. I just want to play video games and have fun. And I think there's still so much great stuff being made out there, and we just need to support that stuff. You know, there's going to be different consulting agencies working in different ways. You know, if I were to work at a consulting agency, I would probably advise in different ways, not against diversity and inclusion, but much more in terms of like, you know, how the importance of gameplay, how important that is, how you can use visual and interactive storytelling over just a lot of dialogue. You know, I would have my own opinions and my own ways. That's my own biases towards games. And, you know, these are private companies making their own business decisions. Let's see if they pay off. Let's see what the market does. Let's see what, you know, ultimately the market is going to make a lot of decisions for us, you know, and the market is us. What we buy, what we play, what makes money, what doesn't. Ultimately, that's going to be the great adjudicator in the sky. And let's see how it shakes out. In the meantime, I'm just not going to get involved in some huge internet battle that leads nowhere except for to a bunch of just divisiveness and terribleness. I think, you know what, as I've said many times in the past, I think if you're a gamer and you're upset by this, that's your right. And I think if you're in the press and you don't want to write about it because it just seems horrible and exhausting, that's your right. And I just think some things are just better left like dead and buried. So that's all I have to say. I'm going to talk about other things after this. Thanks for watching. Peace.